votes who were sort of, how do I put it, were brandished by the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They were able to get the required votes as to emerge as the Senate president. His runners-up, then talking about the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, including our own member representing Benda Federal Constituency, talking about Honorable Benjamin Okezekalo emerging as the Deputy Speaker. And they have quite a lot to do going forward. I'm being joined at the moment by the member representing Ikwanomwaha Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives. Good morning to you. So I'm talking about Honorable Obi Agwocha. Good morning. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, and good morning to your listeners as well.
Let me start by asking you, how do you feel? I mean, it was long expected and it's upon us, but the frenzy comes with a lot of responsibilities.
Well, I thank God for this moment. I've always said my journey in politics would always end in praise, and yesterday it ended in praise. That I moved on from just an ordinary person to being a member-elect, and then from member-elect to be sworn in as the member representing the great people of Iguano, Umuahia North and Umuahia South at the Federal House of Representatives. So it's a thing of joy that the great people of Iguano have given me this opportunity. It's a huge responsibility, a responsibility that I do not take, I do not take lightly. But by the grace of God, I'm going to do my best to ensure that I represent the great people of Iguanoma efficiently and effectively to my talent.
Let's look at the process. As someone who was there when it happened, especially that of the House of Representatives, do you think that the process was free and fair, went to plan, much to the admiration of Nigerians?
We didn't cast, the election was done in open. Meaning that based on our house rules, we do not vote in secret. Based on our house rules, your name is called and you stand up and you affirm which candidate that you are voting for. So that's exactly what happened. Now, what happened yesterday was a resounding endorsement of the leadership of Tajuddin Abbas, where three persons that were present in the chamber, which is the members of the House of Representatives, 360. All 360 were present in the chamber. Only 6 votes went otherwise. So 300 of, including all the minority votes, because the 6 votes from APC members. So you have 6 APC members not voting for Tajuddin Abbas. But the majority of APC members, all of the minorities, voting in tandem to see that Tajuddin Abbas was made the speaker. So Tajuddin Abbas, being the speaker, is an affirmation of everything that most of us thought about him. That is a calm man, a man that has uncommon common sense, a man that has the innate ability to show compassion and empathy, a man that has a good listening ear, and a man that even when you sit in company of him, he draws out the best of you in terms of
Honorable, if you don't mind me interjecting, he was actually the overwhelming favorite going into that very inauguration. The concern of most Nigerians has been about the executive interference, wherein as they were anointed candidates, as in quotes, but according to what he said on national dailies across the board. Can you let me exhaust before I let you roll? Now, the concerns hover around a rubber stamp National Assembly, wherein Nigerians are thinking, from what we saw from the National Assembly, that there wouldn't be an untold interference as they go about your legislative duties and all of that. No, that was the concern.
No, and what I'm trying to say to you and to say to the people who are listening, there is no concern. There is this now, no concern about that. The concern would have happened if we were divided, if we were fragmented. But having looked at the selections of candidates, the entirety of the House of Representatives, in their own wisdom, in their own ideology, we have different ideologies playing here. You have APC ideology, you have PDP ideology, and Labour and APGA and otherwise minded. The ideologies are different. But we came together almost in a consensus to say this is the man that we want to lead us. Now, it doesn't mean that we have given him that mandate, from almost a unanimous mandate for him to be the speaker, to be the first amongst equals. Does not mean that he has free hand to be able to lead. The House of Representatives is not just the speaker, it's the speaker plus 359 other members that are going to have a say. So I do not believe there's any rubber stamp in play. The rubber stamp means that the executive gives the legislature something to do, and without any debate, without any scrutiny, without any investigations and other stuff, and then we agree. No, it doesn't work like that. Now, the same thing happened to our own brother, Benjamin Kalu, another son from Bende, who was returned 360 votes over 360 votes. This is the first time that the National Assembly is coming together at this level to ensure leadership. Now, it is upon the leadership now to now build upon what we have done for the benefit of not just the National Assembly, but for the benefit of the Nigerian people who have put us there.
Let me go this way. Does it now suit the southeastern part of Nigeria? I mean, giving the power sharing across the board from the presidency to the vice president to the Senate president and the CJN and all of that. Do you think that this very position has opined by some people to be a little chunk of the governance piece in the nation? Do you think it is deserving? Does it now become a shooting bomb? Does it now take away the dissenting view of the Southeast that they are not really taking into consideration in terms of leadership in the nation at large?
The question you got to ask yourself, what was there before? Before now, there was nothing there for the Southeast for the last 8 to 12 years. So if we now have an opportunity to be at the presiding table of the National Assembly, the presiding table in the National Council of State, then it is a good thing for us to embrace it, and to embrace it as well, considering that the gentleman that was given that opportunity is from Abia State. So from that perspective, we benefit from having somebody at the parliament at that highest level of political engagement. Now, of course, this is politics. Nobody's going to give you anything because simply you're from Southeast or from Southwest. You have to go out there and compete. In the presidency, we of the Labour Party still believe that we have our president in wait, Peter Obi, who is going through the court processes. And I believe at the end of the court processes, that Peter Obi will be declared the president of the president of the federation.
We are quite optimistic. That's in court, so it will be prejudicial to even delve into that.
But there's a distinction between the executive powers and the parliamentary powers. The parliament is an institution, first amongst the three institutions that were enshrined in the Constitution. We're first enshrined above the executive and the judiciary. So if somebody is given an opportunity to be the second chair in the House of Representatives, that comes with enormous powers, enormous responsibility to do good for the people. So I'm quite excited that we, at least in this 10th National Assembly, a Southeasterner is on the chair. I mean, like I said, well, what you would ask yourself, what was there before? There was nothing there before. So we make every conceivable step to improve our chances in the national politics.
Before I let you go, if you're tuning in, it is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, and I've been speaking with member representing Ikwanomaya Federal Constituency at the Federal House of Representatives. But I have one more question for him. We are still keeping an eye on what is happening there in terms of the 8th Abia Assembly. Before I talk about that, Honorable, Now, yes, you've done the job of quelling the concerns of the people in terms of a rubber stamp, and I'm putting it to you straight ahead. What kind of 10th assembly should Nigerians be expecting? Are we expecting a robust National Assembly wherein that the president will bring policies, will bring things onto the table, and they are saying, Mr. President, we're not going to assent to this, we're not going to look into this one, it's not appropriate? Is it the kind of 10th assembly Nigerians should expect going forward?
Well, let me tell you, the 10th assembly is going to be one of the most vibrant National Assembly ever constituted. People have come from different backgrounds and experience, and they are bringing those experiences to bear. And one thing that I like about the 10th Assembly is that we are not coming with the previously notions of tribe and religion, ethnicity, and the things that seek to divide us rather than unite us. People are more focus-driven. They're more intent and understanding of their responsibility and obligation to the people of Nigeria. More so, like my governor in Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, is doing. The only thing that we have to ask our people is to, despite the fact that we are on all grounds running to ensure that we change the negative narrative of Abia State, both at state and national level. I know that the expectations are high, but we are committed and determined to ensure that we change their lives and we change the narrative of Abia State and national politics for good. So you are going to see a robust assembly, people who are not intimidated, and people who people who will speak truth to power, and also ensure that the Nigerian people who have had severe hardship all these years, like Dr. Oti would say, to weep no more, help is here.
Okay. One more thing before I let you go. You mentioned the governor of the state, Dr. Alex Oti, and we know that the 8th Abia Assembly is set to be inaugurated today, and just drawing parallels with that of the National Assembly, where we know that Mr. President had favorites coming into the inauguration yesterday, whereas we do not know if that's the same thing with the Abia State House. But would you fancy the governor from your party having a speaker of a different political party after today? Do you think it will bode well for the state going forward in terms of bringing about the dividend of democracy?
Of course, why not? Of course, why not? I mean, there has to be a symbiotic relationship between the governor and whomever is the presiding officers of both the State House of Assembly. In this wise, we're talking about the State House of Assembly. Dr. Oti would need a partner, not somebody who's the legislature is not a place where people will expect that people will have hands in gloves fighting over every minute thing. No, it's good for the executive to have somebody that they can work with, have an assembly that can be focused alongside with the governor to deliver the dividends of democracy. So if my governor is coming across to say, please people, help me vote for this person, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. As long as they're voting for people and bringing up people that have character, that have integrity, that have an understanding of legislation, and they have an understanding of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and have an understanding as to the vision that Dr. Oti has to drive Abia State forward. Why not? Why not? I mean, everything is not going to be about fighting and division and all this stuff. We want to come together to fix Abia State. Okay. And we're all in this together. And I'm supporting Dr. Oti, and I wish my brothers at home a very successful plenary today, and hopefully interesting people will emerge as Speaker and Deputy Speaker respectively.
Well, it will not be out of place. The last time we spoke on this platform, you were only an aspirant, a candidate of the Labour Party, but you are now a member of the House of Representatives.
Isn't God wonderful, brother? Isn't God a beautiful thing?
So I just want to say congratulations to you.
It came from no expectations to winning the most important election in Abia State. The election that actually opened up the key to the deliverance of Abia State from the shackles of evil to good. So we have moved away from darkness and into light. And I believe God has given us all the opportunity. God showed up and manifested his grace and righteousness upon us. And we are not taking it lightly. So I am committed to ensuring that the mandate that you gave me, the mandate that God allowed you to give to me, and that of Dr. Oti, that will maximize it for the greater interest and productivity and development and accelerated growth of Abia State. And we will do that. That's our commitment, and I assure you fully on that.
If I had the power, perhaps I would have made you a reverend already. Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Obi Agwocha, member representing Ikwano Umuahia Federal Constituency. Congratulations
thank you,
once again, and thank you for speaking to us on the platform this morning.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
All right, looking forward to doing the same again. Thank you once again.